Good afternoon, everybody. Well, we know all of us the reason why we are here. It's about the media briefing, and I would request all of us just to concentrate on the business of the day so that we finish what we have come here to do. I will be the chairperson of this small session. Comrade Gideon Mashego next to me is the one that is going to deliver our media briefing. But I think it will be in order for me to mention that we have all the 4 regions, the leadership of the ANC from the 4 regions. We have the top 5 of Hertzbande Regional Executive Committee under my leadership as the regional chairperson of the ANC in that particular part of the province. We have Gideon Mashego and the top 5 members of Mpumalanga region. And then we have Comrade Ngwenya, who's the chairperson of Ehlanzeni region. And the top 5 from that particular part of the province is here. We have also Comrade Speedy Mashego. The top 4 of that particular region is here. The regional secretary have apologized because of other engagements. He's writing exams. From the ANC Youth League, we have the leadership of the ANC Youth League under the leadership of the provincial secretary, Comrade Kensani is here, Sasekani. We have the chairperson of the ANC Women's League, Comrade Leta Shongwe is here. So the leadership of all the regions are here. We are basically here to deliver a media briefing about 2 issues. An issue and a statement that was released by Comrade Matthew Posa against our provincial chairperson, Comrade DD Mabuza. Secondly, we are going to deal with the media statement that was released by the South African Communist Party in the province under the leadership of Comrade Machu against, again, our provincial chairperson. You will also remember, all of you, as a media house, that Comrade DD Mabuza, that is the provincial chairperson, he was elected by these structures and as these members of the African National Congress. And they are the ones that wants to speak on his behalf through this media briefing. Can I, without waste of time, hand over this time to Comrade Gideon Mashego to read the media statement on our behalf.
No, thank you, Comrade Chairperson of the session, Comrade Shongwe, members of both electronic and print media. In the past week, we noted with shock at media reports alleging our provincial chairperson and premier, Comrade DD Mabuza, to be a former apartheid spy. In light of these media reports, we had no shadow of doubt that this was nothing but old palace maneuvered political lies meant at nothing but damaging the character, image and integrity of the person of Comrade DD Mabuza and the ANC in Mpumalanga. We view these allegations and their broader political posture in a very serious light. Thus, we collectively took the decision to today jointly address people of Mpumalanga who love our premier and our movement, the African National Congress. Our chairperson and premier is today accused by one of his own comrades, who was once also a provincial chairperson of the ANC and premier of the province. He is accused in his personal capacity and in his capacities as the chairperson of the ANC and the premier of the provincial government. It is worth noting that Comrade DD Mabuza served under the leadership of Matthew Posa, both in the ANC and in government. Interestingly, they had a fairly good brotherly and comradely relationship until 2008, when Comrade DD Mabuza acted within his rights as a member of the ANC and contested to be ANC provincial chairperson, which was not Matthew's wish. Our chairperson from 2008 has not been enjoying his terms in office both in the ANC and in government due to continuous funded disruptions, accusations and manufacturing of lies about him and those of us around him. There's been continuous faceless funding of any grouping within the ANC in the province that opposes the leadership collective led by Comrade DD Mabuza. We further note the thinly veiled attack by the South African Communist Party in the province through their press release issued on the 25th of November 2014. The South African Communist Party have speedily climbed into believing these allegations in order to legitimize their old fabrications and accusations against the chair. We warn the South African Communist Party to desist from being used by people who are disgruntled and care not about the future of the movement. However, we would not be shocked if the South African Communist Party, through their provincial secretary, Bonagele Majuba, are part of this broader attempt to disrupt the unity of the province, as they failed to do so for a great deal of time. Hence, they've on several occasions found themselves chasing shadows. We also view this development as a culmination of false unity amongst the disgruntled, self-hating, aggrieved, and arrogant league that is anti-Comrade DD, that abuses structures of our mass democratic movement to advance their late-night palace politics. We are left with no choice but to believe that the negative stories in the media, peddling of lies, propaganda, and all manner of things that were meant at discrediting the chairperson were products manufactured by Posa. As the ANC, we had great respect for this comrade, but with this development, we are taking a dim view at even calling him a comrade, as he behaves like an enemy of our struggle. How on earth do you lie about another comrade like this? In whose interest are these lies manufactured? Who stands to benefit and why? We believe these questions will answer themselves when the process of the court or inquiry ensues, since the Premier has requested such a process to unfold in order to put this matter to rest. As structures of the ANC, we feel Posa and his cohorts have reached a cul-de-sac, and it is time the might of our movement crushes them. We are engaging in this process as we believe it is in the best interest of the ANC and the masses of our people to objectively reveal the truth around this matter and other truths that will be revealed during the separate process of the course of inquiry. We have full confidence that this is the beginning of an end era marked by disruptions, anarchy, sabotage, espionage, and disunity. Indeed, the time for the truth has come, and it shall set the people of Mpumalanga free. In the midst of this engineered confusion, we call upon our structures, members, supporters, and peace-loving citizens of Mpumalanga to remain calm and move South Africa forward together with us. Let us all allow the leadership to tread through this process that will vindicate and clear the name of our chairperson and Premier Comrade DD Mabuza. We must all remain disciplined, focused, resilient, and determined to serve our people, as this is part of the broader attempt to dislodge and disrupt the unity of the province. We will not allow Askaris to take us back to days of disunity in the province. The chair, together with all of us, we have ensured there's maximum unity and peace in the province, so we will dare not fail and deter in that regard. We urge our chairperson and premier to continue doing his sterling work of leading the ANC and government with diligence. We know that he is strong, and this has not weakened him a bit. In fact, this has rejuvenated his spirits to the positive of serving our people. We want to assure the chair that we will defend him through and through, as we view any attack on him as nothing but a thinly veiled attack on the ANC in the province. As we conclude this statement, we want to unambiguously and unilaterally inform people of Mpumalanga and the country that we support Comrade DD Mabuza for a third term as provincial chairperson of the ANC. We will reaffirm this view at our PGC that will sit soon. Anyone who wants to attack Comrade DD Mabuza will have to start with us first. We will not dare fail the people of Mpumalanga. Amanda, this statement is issued by 4 ANC regions in the province. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Gideon. That is our statement and our political view as the 4 regions, together with our leagues in the province. We have invited yourself as a media just to put the message across to the structures of the ANC in the province and to the people of the province and in the country, with the full understanding that these matters were raised through the media and people have received them through the media, and there are no tangible proof of what the allegations were saying about Comrade DD, except for the so-called spy number that was displayed in the media. What I will do now is I will give only 5 hands to the media if there's any point of clarity that the media might want to get from us, because we believe that the statement is clear and loud.
The story broke a while back already, and DD made a press statement last week, Monday already. Also, the Communist Party issued their statement a week ago. So why are you making the statement now only?
Can you clarify on the issue of the third term?
You've raised quite a number of issues in your statement. And the first one is that there have been funded disruptions. Who is funding those disruptions? And then you have raised that Bonagale Majuba is part of these disruptions. What is your proof of that? And then you are saying that Matthew Posa has manufactured the spy allegations. You are saying, on the other hand, an investigation is still coming. What makes you so sure that he's actually manufactured them when you still do not know the investigation? And then you have said also the Askaris are taking us back. Who are these Askaris? Can you identify them? And then now coming to the real issues as it relates to the allegations against the chairperson. You have already concluded that this is a thin-veiled attack on the person of the chairperson of the ANC in the province. Now the question is there any among you who has worked with DD during the apartheid era to be able to confidently, and boldly come and defend him, like the statements say, we are defending him. Is there anyone who has been working with him during those days to verify that he was not an informer? Because actually to say it's a spy, maybe I think it's just a use of the technology, that he was an informer for the apartheid regime. And then now, the chairperson's conduct under the current environment, namely that in his 7 years as chairperson, he has never been to any Communist Party gathering, and all other activities of isolating genuine comrades were part of the struggle under apartheid. And the fact that is preventing comrades who were under apartheid from accessing government tenders and getting government jobs, but in fact we see people who are from the National Party benefiting. Is that a conduct which you think is does not point to someone who has been working for the apartheid regime?
Okay, thank you. Hey, your questions are too many, but I think you need answers. The last one, Rosa.
Yeah, I think Tom has mentioned some of my questions. The first question is the SSCP complained that you, the chairperson with his leadership, went to a press conference without even informing us, having taking the alliance serious into such allegations, coming together and talking about the matter. Do you think and believe that the relationship between the SSCP and the ANC in the province is alive?
Thank you.
That's the first thing. And the second thing, there is one maybe comrade who literally said on Facebook that there's lots of spies, people, informers within the ANC that is leading the province. I just want to check if you guys, do you know other spies, people who worked for the apartheid government who are still in the ANC now?
Thank you.
As regents, we found it very important to speak on the matters that concerns us as the branches of the ANC at that level. The period becomes a material issue. The fact of the matter, here today we speak and representing our view across how we feel the matter should be attended to. Obviously, the chairperson did mention the process of going to court, which we must respect that process. But in this case, we're doing the context as the chairperson of the ANC, our chair, in this regard. The issue of the spies, well, in the statement that was released, we supported as well that that investigation takes place. And I think that's a fair way of doing it. But from the inside, as the ANC, we know the situation. For example, you can't at this hour after 20 years, you wanted to take the process. When the TRC was there, anyone has the right to go to the TRC then to present whatever case you have in mind to perpetuate or to indicate who is the spy. At the moment, when we've concluded the process, we want to bring the matter in our view, which is very substantial, dividing the organization, dividing the society of South Africa. We found it very malicious, and we found it very ambiguous, and we find it very opportunistic of individual of our communities. Hence, we wanted the process of a fair legitimacy, whereby if you got a particular information you have, go to the right structures, present the matter there, then go into the media and character assassinate a comrade in this regard. The ANC as an organization has the right, because the matter affects its own chairpersons, to communicate back to the media. When we met the tenor side, we'll of course discuss the matter with the alliance. There is no harm, there is no cause done by ANC going to the media. Same applies alliance. If they found it legitimately correct that the ANC hasn't approached them, they could have done the same. Come back to the ANC, not going to the media. So that could have been balanced, the two issues. So you could not in any way balance without having one area addressed. So that issue of us not having spoken to the to alliance first, we found it not an issue and must be rejected with the contempt it deserves. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Comrade Chair. Comrade Chair Tlhabela.
Yeah, indeed, members of the media. Comrade Mashid is correct, because the provincial executive of the ANC had its own normal meetings. And after it has resolved on this issue, the PEC of the ANC then issued a statement. And there was no need for us to get permission from any structure, because I mean, we have got autonomy much as they have got autonomy also. Well, our view is that we are saying the South African Communist Party is jumping on the matter. And we are saying, as the ANC, that they should not just join the chorus that is saying there is a spy without any evidence. And even our statement is making them to be cautious, that they should not jump to conclusions. That's the message that we are sending, and we are not attacking well, in terms of the third term, seated here, we have defined ourselves. And we are also saying this matter will further be engaged in the Provincial General Council, which is sitting very soon. And in terms of the democratic centralism in the ANC, we are the relevant structures to represent the branches of the ANC, because in between conferences, we must provide leadership from the point of being in the regions. The issue of the tender, that there are people that are being sidelines and all those things, we would not know, because we believe that the tender is adjudicated by officials. And there are requirements that should be met. And that, as politicians, we can't judge that really people are being sidelined, because politicians don't sit in the committees that deals with tenders. And if people have got a case, they normally challenge, because documents are there. And if you bid it and you were the right bidder, you can always get the files and you can always take that matter to court. So we can't come here and talk about that, the fact that people are being sidelined in all those things.
Thank you very much, Comrade Chair Tlhabela. Secretary, ANC Youth League, Comrade Sasekani.
Thank you, Chairperson. I want to respond on the issue of funded disruption. Yes, it is correct, because you must remember that seated here, we are not just the leadership from Norway. We are from branches. While the Premier was appointed in 2008, just immediately after appointed, you will see all over the province that there were matches and everything using service delivery in a way to discredit our Premier. So we know that this thing was funded so that people can think that the Premier is unable to lead this province. So what we have raised here, we are sure of, we know about that. So that's why we are saying that we know that there are people who are out there to discredit our Premier and our chairperson. And indeed, the attack is on the chairperson. And as the ANC Youth League also, we are saying that we are going to defend the chairperson as the first citizen of the province. In that way, we'll be defending the ANC, because we're not going to allow where people don't allow to be led. This is simple. People who don't want to be led. You find a chairperson who has been elected for second term. It shows that the branches of the ANC in the province, uncontested for that matter, wants the chairperson to lead. So if people are failing to go down to the masses and mobilize people to elect them, it's not our problem. We are going to defend the chairperson. He has done very well in his first term, and we are happy in his second term that he's going to finish his term, concluding whatever matter in terms of government and also in terms of the ANC. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Comrade Sasekan. Lastly, I will just zoom into a question which is trying to deal with a bleak picture to the leadership of the ANC from the branches up to the National Executive Committee, because that's where the ANC leadership begins. It starts with the PECs of the ANC, and then after the PECs, you get the Regional Executive Committees. After the Regional Executive Committees, you have the PEC. which is led by the current chairperson, Comrade DD Mabuza. After that, you have the National Executive Committee of the ANC just before the conference. If there's any suspicion of a spy in that layer of leadership, that particular spy or the so-called spy must be identified from that layer of the leadership of the African National Congress. And as far as I'm concerned, leading from my region, with my colleagues leading from their different regions, we have never come to any leader of the ANC who was or who is a spy. And as such, we want to say in defense of our current chairperson, you see the reason why we are saying as this leadership, we want to defend the chairperson. We don't want to defend him as an individual, DD Mabuza. We want to defend him because he is the face of the African National Congress in the province. You fight Comrade DD as an individual. You are fighting the ANC in the province. Hence, we have said, let us stand up together. Nobody, no structure, no region have been dragged to come to this media briefing. All these leaders that are here have come here voluntarily and have said we are all in defending. In fact, it's not only us, the top fives who are here. Even on our branches back homes and our structures back homes, they defend him. And we will defend him come rain, come sunshine. And we want to say in closing, tomorrow, the Provincial Executive Committee of the African National Congress Youth League is also going to have a media briefing. All of you are invited. That concludes our media briefing today. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wanted to